We're excited to have or be here with Miss Angie. We like to interview our commissioners ever so often and introduce them to you, the audience, the sportsmen and women of Tennessee, and just let you meet them and get to know them a little bit. And this is an opportunity to do that today. So I'm excited. And
the award-winning Tennessee WildCast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee WildCast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're watching, welcome to my new office. No, we are with Miss Angie Box today, one of our commissioners, and we're excited to be in her home and talking with her today. Mr. Don King is helping me co-host.
You bet. What a great place, and man, this is. I like these remote shoots.
I do too.
Especially nice digs like this.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Beautiful home, Angie.
Thank you so much. We love it out here. So
thanks for the
invite.
invite.
Glad to have y'all. Thank you for coming all the way out here.
You just moved, right? This is a new place?
Yes, 4 months ago. We got the couch in here in time for the interview, so we're getting there.
You left the city and got out where you need to be, right?
Yes, meant to be where it's a dream come true. So we're
Are there ticks out here?
Just found one so far.
Okay.
I'll be back in June. We'll see what else we've got here.
I think there's raccoons too.
Oh yeah.
I know. I've got my eye on
skunks
that.
and all kinds of stuff.
I've got traps. I mean, yeah, I think there's raccoons out here. Yeah, skunks, coyotes.
That's a funny story. We won't go there today. But,
That'll come up again.
but anyway, we're excited to have or be here with Miss Angie. We like to interview our commissioners ever so often and introduce them to you, the audience, the sportsmen and women of Tennessee, and just let you meet them and get to know them a little bit. And this is an opportunity to do that today. So I'm excited, and we're just going to jump into things and learn a little bit. So Angie, tell us how you became a commissioner. What prompted that and got you on board?
Well, my predecessor, Trey Teague, he was same district as I, the District 8, and he was rolling off and the position was coming available. And I spoke with Brad and we talked about it. I said, I think I'd really enjoy that. A lot to learn, but it's very interesting. I talked to Trey. He was great to give me some inside information on it and what's involved and how busy it is. And so I made it known, and I was able to interview with the governor's office, and there were several other people interviewing as well. But they called me back.
All right.
Great. I was like, wow, cool. So kind of how Governor Haslam is a 6-year appointment. So.
Right. So that was Governor Haslam was in office, and he was the one who appointed you. A lot of them, it's the governor appointments and then the Senate, right?
Speaker of the House, Speaker of the Senate.
That's right. That's right.
So,
so it's a governor appointment, so 6 years, so to 23.
Yeah, so you got a few more years with us. Are you a statewide commissioner? A lot of commissioners are statewide. Some focus on an area. What's your area of focus?
District 8, so mainly West Tennessee, up north Martin, and down here to Henderson. So it's mostly West Tennessee.
Okay.
So, yes.
So you're out here taking care of everybody. Was it what you expected? Is it being a commissioner? Is it what you thought it would be?
Some of it is, I think. Trey was good to say it's the busiest board I've ever been on. It's a lot to do. And it is, and there's been so many wonderful parts of it, though. I've enjoyed it so much, and so much we didn't expect it. It's just, it's awesome. So I'd say it's more than what I expected, in a good way.
Yeah.
So.
And folks that aren't familiar, we meet. You guys meet about once a month.
Once a month. Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you're required to have so many meetings, but y'all meet most every month. And try to meet in different parts of the state because you're obligated to, right?
That's right.
So folks can. Come voice their concerns or come to the meetings and be a part of those. So those are always fun to travel and meet new people.
Oh, it's been great to see other parts of the state and meet new people and learn about their part. We've got duck hunting, bear hunting in East Tennessee, the elk. It's been great to see different regions and hear different perspectives of hunters and individuals there. So that's been a good part of it.
Yeah. Speaking of elk, we had a meeting up that way, and y'all got to go go to the viewing tower.
Yes.
Had a pretty close encounter with an elk on one of the trails.
Bugled like right here. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Really loud too, and they bugle and they're 3 feet from you.
Oh yeah.
That place is incredible. So I'm excited about going back up there to see that. That's special that we have that there. So.
That is neat. This last year especially, it seems like we've done more meetings on the road because of COVID. You know, we've had to
Right.
rent bigger spaces so that we can space out and keep our social distancing and that kind of thing. But it's been, I guess that's been one of the positive things
That's
about having to find bigger spaces. We have had to rent hotel spaces about twice or three times the
Right.
size we normally would.
That's
but,
exactly right.
But that's been okay. We've been in different parts of the state, and as
Absolutely.
Jason said, we get to get out, and you guys get to get boots on the ground, and some of our WMAs that you
Yes,
might not normally get to. Experience, from your part of the state.
That's right.
So.
It's great being in person too. It's just the first couple meetings we had for COVID. It was like, oh, I'm so glad to see people and
Right.
be out of the house and visual. So very thankful for those meetings in person. And just like, it's been great what you get to do as a commissioner, what you get to see, and the elephant preservation place, and like you said, elks, and just so many special places. The Humboldt Hatchery. It's just incredible
That's
what
right
we
in
do.
your backyard.
Yes,
Not
yes.
real close by.
Hunter Henley does a great job up there, and so that was incredible to see. Like, this has been up here this close to me, and I didn't realize it. So it was neat to see that too. So,
You learn a lot, don't you?
oh yes.
I mean, just as an employee, I've learned a lot, but
You learn
as a
something every
commissioner
day.
coming in, you learn something new every day.
Absolutely, every day you learn something new. So
Our folks are amazing. We got amazing employees, from the biologists to the technicians to all of them. I mean, they can do amazing things. They many abilities, traits.
Right.
They
that
can,
guy Jason Harmon, he plays the drums. Don King. I mean, great people there. It's unbelievable. These are awesome folks here.
Thank you, but I wouldn't say that much. I'd say those guys in the field are the ones doing the hard work. But
Jason, you're right about the technicians especially. Those guys are the unsung heroes a lot of times. If something breaks at the out on the WMA or at the fish hatchery, they're the ones who figure out how to fix it. And,
Absolutely.
Because you can't go on Amazon and order a part and have it delivered, that evening.
Or they'll find a way to devise a coat hanger and make a tool out of that to make
Weld something up.
This is
or
great.
Whatever, yeah.
This is incredible how the talent they have.
They can make it
great.
work. They really can.
yeah, so commissioners have day jobs, right?
They do.
There's other
Most
things.
of 'em.
There's other things going on. What do you do during the day or your normal life? What do you do for
Normal life is pretty crazy. My husband and I, Brad, have 4 kids. So we have 21-year-old. He's in Knoxville. He's a junior, Weston. And then we have 17-year-old Jenna. She'll be graduating in May. And then Marshall is 15, starting to drive. And then the youngest is 13. So
All right.
his priority job. And then I work for a company here in Crockett County. It's Emmaus Consulting. And so we are a healthcare consulting company, work with small rural clinics in the area. So I'm in Kentucky and Mississippi and North Alabama. So
Awesome. And then
great.
I've heard stories of you crawling around in culverts. Is that a
Yes.
day job too?
Yes.
Dirty jobs. Yeah.
Dirty jobs. It was
There you
listed
go.
on there. Yes, a few years ago, it's Pro Shot Concrete, and they do a lot of culverts lining underground. A lot of
Okay.
these larger cities can't tear out the road, so they do the culverts, do the lining underground. So
Oh wow.
I was
So
doing
they
that
line
before.
the culvert.
The line, the
with
existing
concrete.
culvert. That's right. So we kind of make a new pipe with the existing pipe that's there. So it's interesting.
That's
Wow.
cool.
It's a great concept. Yes.
So
yes. So I
you're-
was doing that. Then now I'm doing the healthcare clinic. So it's good. It's
Awesome.
fun.
Well, we were talking earlier, and you mentioned something about saving a fish, and you thought,
did.
tell us that story. I thought
great.
that was great.
It's in Germantown, Tennessee, and it was a few years ago. And they said, "We have got a big culvert here. Why don't you come look at it?" I said, "Okay." And I'm the only girl that will crawl in them because I think it's cool. So I took my flashlight and I went in there. So we're crawling through it, and I'm with half the people in the city, and we're looking. And he said, "There's a fish." And it's laying in the culvert, it's this much water. And he was still alive. He just couldn't swim much. He said, "What do you do about the fish?" I'm like, "Well, that's my other job. I got it. I'm a commissioner. Fish wildlife. Let me get the fish." So I'm saving the fish and taking them out of the culvert and putting them in the creeks. And they're like, "Oh, thank you so much." I was like, "You're welcome." Job number 2. It's
man.
great. I
Fisheries
enjoy
biologist
it.
now.
That's right. That's my third job. I loved it. It's good.
That's interesting. So you have to get in there and photograph and document
Right.
that these
Look at
are
the joints and how
functional and working right and not
That's right.
leaking and that
That's
kind of
right.
stuff. Wow.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. They do a great job. They do jobs all over D.C. and Florida and Texas, everywhere. So,
Neat.
yeah,
we've-
great concept.
We've had many commissioners on our show and talk with them, and it's amazing some of the jobs that they have outside of being a commissioner and
I
what all they
know.
can get into. So that's pretty neat.
All walks of life. And the neat thing is they can come from all these different walks of life, different professions and everything. They come together and they've got the outdoors in common.
That's right.
And
exactly.
and it's really neat to see the hear the conversations and the how everybody comes together.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
how they get interested, and why do you have this background, and where you want to serve. It's interesting to how the different perspectives and different backgrounds. That's interesting. Yeah.
And sometimes folks aren't all on the same page. I mean, there's some disagreements among the commission, but then a lot of times,
That's right.
in the end, they all come together. And
I guess there are 13 of us. I don't know why it's not an even number. But yeah, we all come together, and it's been a lot of sleepless nights. That's very important decisions, and we all take them real seriously. And I think that's been. It's probably easy to look up there and say, "Oh, they're commissioners, and they walked in, and we're doing this." But it is everything that we do is we have really gone over it. We've researched it. We've talked about it. It's serious. It's important, and we want to protect the resources. So it's all our love and our importance together. So
Right.
yeah, like you said, we all come together for the same objective. So it's good.
And then you get the paycheck every month,
I know.
so that
I know. I'm expecting a raise. I think July 1st. What they said.
I've heard them talking about tripling it. And if they do that, it's still going to be gratis. It's still going to be zero, So,
Exactly.
But thank you
Still
for your dedication, for your donating that time to come
thank you.
and contribute, and
Thank you.
it's a great thing.
Well, serving is important to our family, and even the kids when they were little, they'd ring the Salvation Bell. They were out by Macy's Mall. And, it's freezing. It's like, I can't ring it for 2 more hours. And so it's been an important part of our family to serve. And so I've served on bank board and church board and served for the school. And so that's kind of like when it came up with the commissioner, I'm like, I really love the resources and love the outdoors. So I think I'd like to serve the state in that way. So it's been good.
Good.
It's good, yes. 3 years, so you start figuring out about 3 years.
So have you always enjoyed the outdoors?
Yes, I have. I actually grew up in Florida, and so the outdoors is huge there. Plus, you get to be outside 12 months out of the year. But it was great, a lot of ocean life. My mom worked at a place called Milk Marine Laboratory. Now it's an aquarium and a laboratory, but back then it was just a research institute, and they studied a lot on sharks not having cartilage in their low incidence of cancer. They don't get cancer. They're very low incidence of disease. And so they were trying to do like a large study on why sharks don't get cancer like disease and how that would work with humans. So it was interesting. That was really neat. When she worked, they were able to go see all the sharks and all the mammals they had. It's kind of a rehab place as well for them. So, and then
cool.
I grew up in Manatee County, so the manatees were close to my heart. So
Okay.
they were on endangered species list, and they were able to work their way back. So that was a big part of it, living there too. So slow your boats down and watch your props and
Right.
yeah. So we did a lot of fishing, a lot of boating, and then my mom's family is from McKenzie, Huntington area. My dad's family's in West Kentucky. So we would always come up here every year. I knew we were getting close when we saw the orange dirt. I was like, oh, orange dirt, we're almost there. So we came up here quite often to see everybody. So it's good.
That's cool. I didn't realize you grew up in Florida. But that was fun. I mean,
Oh, it was great.
I love growing up in Tennessee, but there's different things when you grow up in different areas. There's just those different loves and different things you like to do.
That's exactly right. And this is home. We'll never leave Tennessee. We just absolutely love it. But it was great growing up there. I didn't eat seafood for a long time. I'd say, "Oh, do you want lobster?" I'm like, "No, it washes up on the beach dead. And it stinks, and I don't want to eat that." So it was interesting, but it was great living down there, growing up and seeing that. It was a small island and like Mayberry. Rode your bike anywhere you went. No red lights, no dry cleaners, no fast food, no nothing. So nice, peaceful community. It was a great place to grow up. So and we got to come up here quite often. My first fish I caught was in Leach, Tennessee.
So you didn't do a lot of fishing down in Florida?
We did some fishing in Florida as well,
Okay.
yes. But when I was little, I came up here.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, we'd fish up here some. So
what's one of the things that sticks out growing up, or once you were older, fishing, hunting, getting outdoors?
I think the earliest part of the hunting stories was when I met my husband, Brad, and he's like, well, we're going to, here in a few months, we got married, and a few months went by, so we're going to go build duck blinds. I was like, okay, build a duck blind. So we built duck blinds at Beach River back when we had lots of ducks there by the river, and then we go turkey hunting. I'd fall asleep. It was so nice and warm outside. I was like, okay, I can't stay awake. And then we had this, we hunted in Trimble, Tennessee, and they put this big pit down the ground, and I was up there working the dogs. We had black labs we raised and trained, and we took them up there, and they said, we've got this new amphibious toy. We've got this called an Argo. I was like, okay. And it was so cool. I'm like, it's driving on water. This is awesome. So it was kind of the first experience I had with that was back in 400 years ago.
Yeah.
But that was neat. So we had a lot of days and hunting days back then and building duck blinds and going to hatching and getting lost.
It doesn't sound like you're afraid to get your hands dirty and get into it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Hands-on
She's been
person.
in culverts, Jason.
That's true. That's
Culverts are cool. So I'm like, hey, this stuff is great. This is no big deal. It's fun. But yeah, a lot of good memories. And then several years with the kids, I think it was hard to even, I did not want to get up early to go hunting because I hadn't slept at all night before with the kids.
Sure, right.
But,
well, speaking of kids, though, I've seen pictures this past year or maybe the year before. One of your sons killed a nice buck, and
yes,
you're getting them
the
out
youngest,
there. Passing
yes, they love it. They really do. They love it. And the youngest had better luck than anybody. So he's killed 2 bucks, and they've killed turkeys, and they love to fish. And my oldest son's a big duck hunter. He loves it. So yeah, and it's important. It's whatever we can do to get these kids out away from video games and out from computer and TV. It's good for them. Have an appreciation of outdoors and understand the resource and how important it is. So.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
it's about.
They enjoy it. That's right. They enjoy it. So
Well, you mentioned Brad. How did you guys meet?
we met on the Tennessee River, kind of by accident that day.
Hey, there's another outdoor connection
Yeah.
right
There
there.
you go. That's
Boating.
right. It's boating. So I was with friends. And we're going to go to the river, and we're going to meet our cousin Brad. And I said, oh, okay, whatever. I was here for the ride, and he said, well, he's in law school. I said, okay, he's going to be a lawyer. All right, whatever. And then Brad gets there, and he's got long hair and a tie-dye shirt on, just hanging out. I was like, how did you get to law school? There's no way. It's funny. But anyway, that was in 94. And so we got 4 kids now. It's been 25 years, something like that. So,
All right.
Wow.
yeah, he's a river rat. So,
Well, boating's a big part of Tennessee
Boating.
outdoors for sure. I mean, it's a lot of opportunities out there. Boating education's important. I know this year's been a tough year on the water for a lot of folks. There's been a lot of accidents, but I know you like to get out and enjoy the water when you can, and ski and all kinds of fun stuff.
yes. And it's been a great outlet, too, for COVID. We were so excited when it was warm enough to take the boat out. Even with
Right.
our ski coats on, we're like, we're going out in the boat. We can get out of the house. So it's been great. We love to go on the boat. It's one of our big family events. We bought a different boat this year. We're able to try to wake surf,
Oh, yeah?
which we're not going to show any videos of that on this show. But I've tried it, and Brad and the kids got it down pat, but it's fun. Those are great days just to be out there.
Yeah.
I wear size 11 shoes, so I should be able to barefoot water ski with no problem. I need to try that again, big as my foot is. But
That's fun.
we love it. It's fun. We go to the river. Sometimes we go to Beach Lake, and we just love going to this area. Oh,
A lot of fun opportunities out there to get on the water and fish and just enjoy everything Tennessee has to offer. It's a lot, and it's a great place to live and grow up and play and everything else.
absolutely. There's so many great stuff. I mean, you think about Natchez Trace, and then we've got Chickasaw. I mean, there's so many wonderful areas just right around here just to go hike and fish. And Fall Creek Falls, you've got the mountains.
Right.
That's why it's always going to be home here. We love it. So many places to go and visit. So.
Yeah. Have you got a favorite state park or place you like to go?
I'd say the Cades Cove area or Fall Creek Falls, those two. I love those 2 areas. They're beautiful. Yeah. You're like, am I in Tennessee? This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to stop and think I'm in Tennessee. It's beautiful. So,
That's
lot
hard
of
to beat.
places
Hard to
to
beat
go.
Smoky Mountains. And being up
that's
that way.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the diversity within our state is pretty amazing. From where we are here in West
Oh, I
Tennessee,
know.
and the look and feel, and you get east and up in the mountains, it's just totally different.
That's right.
But yet it's all Tennessee.
It is.
Yeah.
Commissioner Wood called it flatlands here. I heard him say that. Flatlands. Like, this is the flatlands. But it's just beautiful going up there. So probably one of my favorites.
And that's
Cove
something
area.
you mentioned, Commissioner Woods. He's in East Tennessee. Our panel of commissioners is they're brought in from all across the state because you represent your districts, and then some
That's right.
represent statewide. So it's a good blend.
It's a great blend. And they're like family, meeting these people. It's just great to work with them. And it's like they've got to roll off. I'm like, oh, you can't roll off because they're just like family. So I'll be calling Connie King every month. She thinks she's getting off the commission, but I'm going to keep calling her.
I've seen a lot of good friendships start and continue for many, many years.
Absolutely.
Past their time on the commission. So,
yeah.
So I know you have that to look forward to.
Yes. Good folks. Good folks serving it. So, and that's another thing about the commission. It's just, I think, too, one of the perspectives you see the green truck or the emblem, you're like, oh, I'm going to get a ticket. Am I doing anything right? What am I doing? Am I in trouble? And there's so much that they do that it's incredible, you know?
Yeah.
Got whirling disease, and you've got officers taking a wounded bald eagle up here to Union. I mean, there's so many things that they do that the public doesn't, I mean, some they don't get to see, they don't understand, don't get to see it, but it's incredible.
It's not always writing the ticket, right?
That's right. No,
it's not the agency's not just all law enforcement. There's so many elements.
All things considered, that's a pretty small part of it.
It really is.
Because a lot of adults will I hear a lot of officers talking about teaching hunter ed classes, and
that's right.
And that 10 years later, an adult will come up to them and say, "Hey, you remember me? You look kind of familiar. You taught my hunter ed class."
Right,
so,
that's exactly right.
And
you remember those folks. That make important, very important in your life and make a mark in you. It's incredible.
Yeah, there again, passing that on to the next generation. So that's neat.
Well, you mentioned earlier about dogs, and I want to make sure we throw that in there. So you like to train dogs, and tell us about that and how that works.
Yes, when we first got married, we had a lab. He said, I've been wanting a black lab. So I found a black lab, and name's Blues. And then we had another lab named Jazz. And so we trained them. And then we got to where people would call, say, well, can you train our dog? Okay. So I think at one time, Brad come up from work, I come from work, we got to train 8 dogs, So it was, we loved it, though. We'd take them to Searcy, Arkansas and do HRCs. And it was great. It was fun. We have a love for dogs. We've got 2 black labs now, and our son has one in Knoxville. So we have 3 total. So they're great.
Mm-hmm. So how'd you learn how to train labs? Because that was pre-YouTube. If I were going to try to learn a new skill, I would go to YouTube.
Right.
That's my go-to now. But
there's a cassette tape, VHS tape, Mike Lordy. You get the cassette tape out. We watched the Mike Lordy.
So it was a tape.
Yes,
okay.
VHS.
Right.
It was a big, case of them. So it was the Mike Lordy VHS. And we watched those and just work with them, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. We shall do it some now. We don't have a lot of time to do it. Have 8 dogs trained, but there's nothing like. You're out there duck hunting, and that dog, it is just instinct. It's to them, they love it.
Yeah.
It's in their genetics, and it's so fun to watch them work. So that makes it all worth it. But
something about dogs and female commissioners. Miss Jamie Woodson, she was dog trainer. And
that's right.
I first met her. I'm like, we're sisters. You have black labs. You're commissioner. Yeah. So they have a lot more dogs. They do a lot more statewide. Travel on several states, but. Just do the local stuff, but it's fun.
That's fun, yeah.
They're great.
That's something I've never gotten into. I've had many dogs my life, but training them is something I've never gotten into. I think it would be fun.
It's fun. Well, Brad does a great job with them, too. I've kind of learned along the way. Then they get in trouble. I have to go inside. I'm like, all right, they're in trouble. You go ahead and do it, and I'll go back inside. I'll come back out when I've got to give them treats, and they're doing well, but it's fun. They're great. I love it.
Well, we are in West Tennessee. I don't want to leave out the shooting sports. That's a big thing here.
Yes,
shooting
that's right.
SCTP and some of the pistol programs, and it's really big out this way. But shooting's a big part. Well, I know, and you even actually won an award at one of the commissioner meetings, top shot.
So fun. I still don't believe that. Like, no, you really did, Miss Angie. I count up the points, and you're really winner.
Fun little game with the commissioners, but yeah, you love shooting as well.
It was fun. Love to shoot, and so our kids at USJ, we had a few years ago. They said, "Hey, you're a commissioner. Can we get a shooting team started here?" It's like, sure, I'll try. So Jay Worthington, Mike Butler, they were big helps. Hey, this is how you get it started. And had to round up a coach, and it's hard because they sure I want to coach, but it's actually a 2-day commitment and a certification, and it's a serious process. So anyway, it was hard to find one the first year, and we've got now we have several coaches, and we've got about 38 kids
Oh,
on
good.
the shooting team we started. So
That's great.
we had a hunter ed safety course there at the school and had several kids join. And of course, COVID hit, but we were still able to compete lower level, state level. But it was good. So it's still going strong. We've got new kids added this year for the season. So it's great. A little overwhelming going, oh, all these kids are on this team. This is awesome. So, and they love it. It's a great. And gun safety, I mean, just John David being on the team the first year, just his confidence in handling gun has just been huge.
That's
watching
good.
the difference. So it's really good for them to have that gun safety in there.
It's neat to see the family involvement too, especially with like SCTP, because you know
Absolutely.
you go to the state shoot and you see the families and the campers and the
Yes.
the moms and dads and grandma and grandpa a lot of times, you know, come
Absolutely.
and watch them compete. And I think it's
It's
just
great.
a neat thing.
More of that family fun away from the TV and the video games.
Yeah, there you go.
It is. So
That's
we were
the
very proud.
Ultimate video game.
That's right. Real life video game.
Yeah, that's fun. I love
Yeah.
to shoot and get out there and do
Well,
that.
the shooting at Buffalo Ridge was fun. They did I think we did a mile, no, last year I think we did the 500 yards. And I thought, oh, I'll try that. I thought, oh, this is fun. So I'm American Sniper now. I've got to go. I'm going to join the Marines. I've got to be a sniper. It was so much fun. I thought, I really love this. So this year we did the mile. It was great.
That's pretty amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. Those guys are incredible. And Buffalo Ridge is an awesome shooting facility to have that. You can't find that very often.
Yeah.
I mean, here in Tennessee is having a mile range shooting facility. So that was incredible.
I think there's something amazing about putting a gun in a lady's hand because they're sharpshooters. They're really good at being steady and shooting. My daughter even shooting 22. I mean, she's right on it, and she don't flinch, you know. And it's pretty cool to watch.
That's great.
Ladies outshoot the guys.
They you know, seriously, they do have a steadier hand, I do believe, than guys, because
I would agree.
they'll they make great video shooters too.
Duck hunting's
Ladies
different.
do.
You know, I'm going, okay, wait, be still, you know. But usually the targets, I'm pretty good at that. So
So
That's good.
what's one last thing you would say to the sportsmen and women out there as a commissioner? Final word.
final word. It's great. And even if you don't hunt and fish every single weekend, you can be a commissioner and serve your state and help protect the resources, and just, we love it, enjoy it. I've enjoyed every bit of it, and it's thankful for everybody there.
So if you ever get
It's
approached
good.
to be a commissioner, consider it.
Yes,
It's a
absolutely.
great thing to do.
absolutely. It's been absolutely, yeah. Turkey hunting's still my favorite, so I just got to throw that out there. I love it. It's coming up, so
It'll
my
be here
favorite.
before you know
That's
it.
right. That's right. It's good.
Well, Miss Angie, I appreciate you. Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thanks
y'all for
for
being
your
here.
service.
Thank
We
you
really
so much.
appreciate
I'm
it.
happy to be here.
And your hospitality.
Yes. for
Great.
sure.
Thank you so much. Good.
Well,
good to have y'all.
Keep coming back. Keep tuning in. This is Tennessee WildCast. Find us on the radio. Find us on social media. All out there on the website, tnwildlife.org. And keep coming back. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee WildCast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.